Thank you for taking a few moments to pause and listen. Whether this is your first time here or you've been returning to these reflections, thank you. In this episode, we'll explore a teaching from an early Buddhist discourse often described as a safe bet teaching, a way of living that brings clarity and care even when we feel uncertain about life's biggest questions. The Buddha speaks to everyday people who are unsure who to trust and how to live wisely amid conflicting views. This teaching matters not just in philosophy, but in daily life, how we speak at work, how we act in our families, and how we relate to our own stress and confusion. As you listen, you might simply let the words settle, without needing to agree or disagree, and notice what resonates quietly for you. In this discourse, the Buddha is traveling through the land of the Kosalans with a large community of monks. He arrives at a Brahmin village called Sala. Word spreads quickly. The villagers hear that Gautama the contemplative has come, someone known for clarity, discipline, and deep understanding of life. Curious and respectful, the Brahmin householders gather and go to see him. They approach in different ways. Some bow, some exchange polite greetings, some sit quietly. Once they are settled, the Buddha asks them a simple and revealing question. He asks whether they have found any teacher in whom they feel deep and grounded confidence. The householders answer honestly, they have not. The Buddha does not criticize them. Instead, he offers something practical. Since they have not yet found a teacher they fully trust, he says they should adopt what he calls a safe bet teaching. This teaching, he explains, is something that can be lived and practiced in a way that leads to welfare and happiness, even in the face of uncertainty. He begins by pointing out that in the world there are many teachers who directly contradict one another. Some say there is no afterlife, no moral result of actions, no deeper consequence to how we live. Others say there is an afterlife, that actions matter, and that goodness and harm have real results. These views cannot both be true in the same way. The Buddha invites the householders to look closely at how these views affect behavior. A person who believes that actions have no results often feels no reason to restrain themselves. If nothing matters beyond this moment, harmful actions lose their weight. Such a view tends to support careless speech, harmful behavior, and confused thinking. But a person who believes that actions do have consequences naturally leans toward care. They are more likely to avoid harming others, to speak honestly, and to act with kindness. Even without certainty about the future, this way of living brings benefits here and now. Such a person is trusted, respected, and at peace with themselves. This is why the Buddha calls it a safe bet. If there truly is an afterlife and moral causation, the person who lives ethically benefits both now and later. If there is not, they still benefit now. The opposite view risks harm in both directions. The Buddha then applies the same reasoning to other debates of his time. Some teachers claim there is no such thing as action in a meaningful sense, that even extreme violence carries no moral weight, and that generosity and honesty bring no benefit. Others teach the opposite, that actions matter deeply, that harm leads to suffering, and care leads to well-being. Again, the Buddha does not argue abstractly. He points to lived consequences. When people deny responsibility, restraint falls away. When people acknowledge responsibility, wholesome qualities grow. Even if one were unsure about deeper truths, living as though actions matter is the safer and wiser choice. He continues with another debate, whether everything happens by blind fate or whether causes and conditions truly shape our lives. Some say effort is meaningless, that beings are purified or defiled without reason. Others say effort matters, that intention and practice shape who we become. Once more, the Buddha points to behavior. A belief in helplessness leads to apathy and neglect. A belief in causality encourages effort, care, and responsibility. Living as though causes matter supports growth, clarity, and ethical conduct here and now, regardless of metaphysical certainty. In later sections, the Buddha addresses more subtle views, such as whether there is complete formlessness beyond physical experience, or whether there is a total end to becoming. Instead of demanding blind agreement, he models humility. He shows how a wise person does not cling to rigid positions when they have not seen things for themselves. Rather than arguing, such a person reflects carefully, avoids dogmatism, and practices in ways that reduce passion, grasping, and conflict. From these reflections, the Buddha moves to a powerful summary. He describes 4 types of people found in the world. Some torment themselves through extreme ascetic practices. Some torment others through violent or harmful occupations. Some do both, combining self-denial with harm to others. And finally, there is the person who torments neither themselves nor others. This 4th person represents the heart of the Buddha's path. The Buddha explains how such a person arises. Hearing the teaching, a householder gains confidence and recognizes that a life of simplicity and training offers deeper freedom. They let go of excess, commit to ethical conduct, and cultivate clarity of mind. The Buddha describes this path step by step. It begins with virtue, refraining from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, false speech, and harmful talk. It continues with simplicity, contentment, and restraint of the senses, learning not to be pulled around by sights, sounds, thoughts, and desires. From there comes mindfulness in daily activities, walking, eating, speaking, resting. Life becomes something lived deliberately rather than reactively. With seclusion and practice, the mind gradually lets go of greed, ill will, restlessness, dullness, and doubt. As these obstacles fade, the mind settles into deep states of calm and clarity, known as jhana, meditative absorption marked by ease, balance, and steady awareness. From this clarity, insight unfolds. The practitioner sees how lives unfold according to action, how suffering arises, and how it ends. At the culmination of this path, the mind is freed from craving, ignorance, and compulsive becoming. The task is complete. Nothing further needs to be done. The Buddha concludes by naming this person as one who lives without tormenting themselves or others, free, cooled, and at peace in the present moment. Hearing this teaching, the Brahmin householders of Sala are deeply moved. They say it is as if something overturned has been set upright, as if a lamp has been brought into the dark. They take refuge in the Buddha, the teaching, and the community, committing themselves to this path of clarity and care. For us today, this discourse offers a quiet challenge. Even when we are unsure about the deepest questions of life, we can ask a simpler one. Does this view lead to care, restraint, and peace, or to harm and confusion? The Buddha's safe bet teaching invites us to live in ways that reduce suffering now, while leaving open the possibility of deeper freedom. As we come to the end of this reflection, you might notice the simplicity at the heart of this teaching. Rather than demanding certainty about the universe, the Buddha points us toward a way of living that reduces harm and supports peace, here and now. The core invitation is gentle, to act as if our choices matter, to speak and behave in ways that lessen suffering for ourselves and others, and to let go of rigid views that harden the mind. You might carry this into your day by noticing one small moment where you pause before reacting, or by choosing a response that is a little more honest, patient, or kind. Even brief moments of mindfulness can change the tone of an ordinary day. If these reflections are helpful, you're welcome to return for future episodes of Still Mind Suttas. You may also choose to subscribe, simply as a way of staying connected to these quiet explorations. Thank you for listening, and may your practice unfold at its own steady pace.